this is part two at my little job. Oh, the fridge has to turn on. So I'm sitting here now at my little job. This is part two of fatty liver. So I did realize that my diet, my health, my thought processes have not been the best over the last few years. That there's been, as much as I thought I was taking care of myself, I really wasn't. And to be 100% honest, I didn't drink and smoke and do those things or drugs or anything like that. I worked, I barely slept, I ate a lot of sugar, I ate a lot of fast food takeout, and I would not be surprised at all if I do have a fatty liver. Because I started to have this pain in my right quadrant here in my abdomen, and I know I have no more gallbladder, I had started to put those castor oil pads on when I was sleeping. It actually did help a bit. I did it for about a week. It's not something I do every night, but I did it for about a week, and it did help a bit. But I think listening to Dr. Berg's podcast this morning kind of triggered this whole thought process in me about, oh my God, could I really have a fatty liver? And, I think we get this not me syndrome, like, oh, it's not me, it can't be me kind of thing. But it can be you and it can be me. And like I said, I was born a long, long time ago. So for about 20 years of my life, from like my early 30s to my late 40s, I worked out diligently and strenuously, and to the point that I had so much muscle, and I was so healthy, but I still had high blood pressure. And when I think back to it, the high blood pressure, I believe, was, of course, because of my diet. Because, again, I still ate a lot of sugar. I still ate a lot of fast food. I ate out a lot. And I've been kind of calming this eating out thing. And I haven't been going to stores to buy foods. But last night I did, because I didn't have anything ready and I was tired. And I knew I had to come in this store today where I can't leave for 8 hours, right? So right now it's, I don't know, it's what time? I don't even know what time it is. It's got to be almost 9 a.m. And it's not August, it's September 6th, not August 6th, like I said in the first part of this. So meal prepping and being honest with yourself and getting a little bit of exercise, I believe, and have always believed, are where our health lies. I was a Beachbody coach. I did so much working out in my years, and I believe that is what has kept me at the health level that I'm at. If I didn't weight train for 15, 20 years, if I didn't do Beachbody and, followed their meal plans, if I didn't understand that eating too many carbs were really bad for me, that smoking is... I don't even know how I ended up on blood pressure medications, because I don't smoke and I don't drink, but I eat a lot of crap. And when you get really, really honest with yourself and looking at what you're doing and what you're putting in your body... I mean, Dr. Eric Berg this morning hit me in the head with this fatty liver thing. And then, of course, I come across Jen Jones, right? The Jen Jones. She's like incredibly popular right now on social media, and she does all vegan health juices and how to make like nachos that are like made with sweet potatoes, not cheese. Like, she doesn't put anything in her body that's not garbage. That is garbage, I should say. And I don't know, where are you at? Like, for me, At the age I'm at now, still having this pain in my side, knowing I have no more gallbladder, and then listening to this podcast, this talk of Dr. Eric Birds this morning, talking about fatty liver, everything kind of like all the pieces fit for me. So is it only me that's having issues and problems? I mean, I had a friend who just went through open heart surgery because her bicuspid valve in her heart was finished. They put in one, they closed her up, took her off, realized it didn't work, they had to open her back up and change it like right then and there. So instead of being her 4-hour surgery, she was in a 7-hour surgery. And what a trooper. Like, wow, incredible, incredible, incredible. And our bodies can go through so much, and I'm so grateful that it can heal itself. And actually the only organ in the body that can heal itself is the liver. It's the only organ in the body that can actually heal itself. And did you know the only organ in the body that never gets cancer is the heart? How astounding is that? I mean, our bodies are incredible creations, and we really get caught up in the fast foods. And what we don't understand is people create these businesses just to make money. They don't care how it's going to affect our health. They want to make money. So they offer us a product that is the least nutritional value, most likely, that we could ever get at the cheapest cost, but they're still making money. The cheapest cost to us, but they're still making money, and that's all that matters. I swear to God, like all of this stuff is just coming to me this morning, all of these messages, and I thought I gotta talk about this because it can't just be me, right? So now, if I would have meal prepped, where I touched on earlier, I wouldn't have had to go and spend $31 last night in a store and bought a bunch of food to sit here today and have something to eat. Then I thought I should have just water fasted all day. Literally, maybe just some fruit, banana, apple, and fat and water. Do we really need all the food we eat? I don't think we do. I know I don't. I know it's been a habit to go through fast food restaurants and to pick up bags of chips. And I don't know, I'm a soda fiend, but not the big cans. I drink the little guys, those little mini things. Some days I go crazy stupid with it. Other days I don't have any. So I'm not like really in it or about it. It's not something that is normal for me. The only normal for me all of these last 10 years, because this is where I have most of my memories, to be honest with you, of me being me, is drive through fast food restaurants. And I guess that's because as a child, my dad, we had a fast food place, but our food was real. We didn't make stuff from frozen. We made our own burger patties. We made our own French fries. It was real potatoes. We were using like peanut oils. We weren't using seed oils and all this crap. We used peanut oil because it was the best. And yeah, okay, it was fried, and okay, the burgers were greasy, but it was real food. We never skimped on anything, and as the prices started to go up, you know, my father got older, he wanted me to do it, and I said, no, I'm not. I have to move on in my life. I have to find a career, because in the end I knew I had given him so much of my life in that store and supporting him that it didn't matter. I wasn't going to get it anyway. He hated me. So it's unfortunate that that's how it turned out, but I think, and I'm mentioning that because I believe that that became the norm for me to get fast food. it was a habit that started at the age of 14 when he first opened that restaurant, right? So 14, that's a long time ago for me. Um, that's like 44 years ago, almost 45. So when I remember like raking the gravel for that store for the driveway at 14 years old. So, burgers, fries, bacon cheeseburgers were like one of my favorites. But the food that we sold was real food. We literally went to the butcher and bought the burger, and we handmade the burgers every day. So I don't know I know Wendy's doesn't do that. I know the big store places, the big restaurant fast food chains like that, they don't do that. I don't believe they do. But their patties are also this thin, right? So you have to buy like two or three of those and take the buns off and stack the actual patties that are, you could see through them. Um, so what else is in there though? What do they throw on their grill? How much seed oils have I ingested over the years once, I got out of that restaurant? 20, no, I was like, it's like only 15 years ago. No, maybe 18. So, the drive-through restaurants, and I even was doing that while I was weight training and bodybuilding and teaching classes. I was always going through a drive-through somewhere. So it really kind of blows my mind when I think of all of the stuff I've put in my body, and I couldn't imagine smoking on top of it or drinking on top of it or anything like that. Like, some days I feel so terrible that I could not imagine being hungover. I could not imagine filling my lungs with smoke, because that's what kills you in a fire in a house, is your lungs filled with smoke. And you're on the floor trying to get out because you don't want the smoke to go in your lungs, but yet here people are thinking it's so good and, drinking, throwing them back, and people are going into alcoholic comas and their lungs are collapsing, and lung cancer, throat cancer. I mean, anybody could get it, but you certainly make your chances a lot higher if you're taking that into your body on a regular basis. So my vice, my addiction was the drive-throughs, and I wouldn't be surprised if I have fatty liver. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So I'm going to investigate more into that. What about you? What's going on with you? Do you have any kind of crampy feelings in your right quadrant on your body? Do you do the fast food thing? Do you, I'm not trying to demonize any addiction anyone has, but if you think of if you could wear the damage on the outside of your blackened lungs and a fatty liver, or, a gallbladder full of stones, if that showed through our body, would we do it? If the damage showed on the outside, would you do it? I wouldn't. I would not. So I have all this food here today, and I'm going to eat it very incrementally and very slowly. I brought tons of water with me today, and I'm going to really focus on the water, and not water fasting, but I need to get more water in, and I know that. So I'm not a fan of buying bottles of water because I have my own mineral filter at home. I don't use a Brita. I don't use that one. I use something called Santevia, I think, like Healthy Life. So it's a mineral filter. There's different filters you could use. I use the one that, takes out the fluoride but adds minerals to the water. So I work in these little tips and tricks to be better to my body. So, and I think next is gonna go like the sodas and the diet drinks. I think I just really need to stick to water. And what are you doing? How's it going for you? I'm not gonna ask what are you gonna do for your health, because everybody gets raw into 30 seconds and then goes back, and lights a cigarette or drinks a alcoholic drink. So I'm not going to ask you what are you going to do to better your life, but is this making you think at all? Do you feel maybe you could be doing better? And if you are, what are you going to do that? We can't cut out addictions like that. It doesn't work like that. We have to slowly and incrementally cut out addictions and bring better things into our lives and into our bodies. So that being said, I'm going to finish this for today. I think I might do maybe shorter ones, but a little bit more of them, because so many things pop up in my head and I keep saying, write it down, Shirley, and I don't. I should just come on and start my video and do it this way. So this was part 2 of the fatty liver talk, and I guess it kind of turned into an addictions talk and a health talk. And that's not always where I want to go. However, my mind is there right now. I mean, like I said, I was born a very long time ago, and I'm grateful for every day that I get. And I know it's time for me to just start being better to myself, to my body, for my health. Because I'm not ready to croak yet, you know. This is why I have red marks here from a CPAP mask, and I don't care. If you don't like it, then don't look at it. If you don't like me, then don't watch me. You know, everybody has the right to do and choose what they need to in their life, for themselves. And, you know, trolling people and being insidious and being mean and confrontational, of course, behind a keyboard. You know, do you, boo, but don't try. If you feel really badly about something about yourself, then fix it. Don't outwardly, you know, blame everyone else for things that aren't right with you, because that's your responsibility. Because most people who are watching this are adults, and you're good. You're good to go. You can change. You can think. You can be logical. You can be smarter. You can be healthier. Just do it for yourself. All right. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.